Broadsword calling Danny boy. Broadsword calling Danny boy. Over. I had to do that one for my dad because, yeah, that's kick-ass. Shout out to my dad.
But if you close your eyes,
Where eagles dare. Yes, I'm aware my hair looks different. I've had a haircut. Don't panic, people have haircuts, for crying out loud. So the story of Where Eagles Dare is Richard Burton, Clint Eastwood and his gang of spies are basically sent over on a mission to rescue a fellow American who may reveal plots of the Second Front in World War II, which is not good for the Allies, but brilliant for the Germans. And yeah, that's the story there. Going to rescue an American. What more do you want? And yeah, I am just going to say it as straight as I can be. This film is absolutely awesome. It is a brilliant film and there's no question about it. I mean, Richard Burton and Clint Eastwood I think deliver absolutely killer performances, especially when they're together, you know, as a British and an American working together. You know, it's a story we've all heard a million times and, you know, it's in fact, you can't get over it. But the thing is with the story of Where Eagles Dare is it is so gripping. It is so good because it's basically just a spy mission set in World War II. But what it does is it takes you a step further into a spy mission, as if you are actually there. As if it's trying to get you to try and anticipate what is going to be happening in this mission. Because there is a lot of foreshadowing that happens in this movie, you know, whether they go to this area and they do this thing, or whether they set up explosives in one thing, or whether they do another thing elsewhere or whatever. So that they can plot their escape, so then they can figure out what to do when they have these people and when things are going to be happening. It's very clever how they do that in this film. Which, if anything, for a viewer of the movie just makes it even more of a glorified experience. Just like, oh my god, okay, they are going to be doing this thing. Okay, I'm waiting for that moment. Are they going to plan out how are they going to escape here? You know, it's just a very gripping movie. It's a very tense movie. The music in particular helps with this movie. The music is awesome in this movie, and I mean really kick-ass. You know, it's tense when it's going to be ready to do things. It makes action scenes and very high explosive moments seem even more spectacular than it already is. So yeah, the music does its job very well here. But of course, like any movie that I will say has to be one of the greatest movies of all time, which I am saying this movie is there's a couple of scenes in this movie which, in my opinion, has to go down as some of the greatest scenes I think I've ever seen in a movie. There are two scenes in particular that I thought were absolutely awesome in this movie. The first one being the meeting where everything's getting uncovered. You find out who's a spy, who's not a spy, well, what's going on, who can we trust in this movie? And yeah, that entire scene is just so brilliantly clever. Just the way Richard Burton just manages to confuse everybody, no matter who is being involved and what's going on. He even manages to confuse Clint Eastwood's character. It was just like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? And along with that, but you've also got the ending of this movie. I think the ending is also absolutely brilliant because it prepares you for an ending that you just did not fully expect, or I particularly didn't expect anyway. I'm not going to spoil it for you because I think if you are a person of my age who is going to watch this movie, I feel like you need to not know as much as possible about this movie, which is kind of also the next subject of this movie. It's the fact that I am a young person and I'm trying to get young people to watch older movies. That's kind of the aim of this channel. And Where Eagles Dare, in my opinion, should be a movie that everyone should go and watch, no matter what age you are. You know, whether you're 13 years old or whether you're 50 years old. I mean, that's the thing. This movie was made in 1968, so of course this movie is just going to be, you know, over-the-top action, which just doesn't look realistic whatsoever. And yeah, it's also got some hilarious deaths, which are just so over-the-top and theatrical that just don't make any sense. But, I mean, give it a break. It's 1968. What are you expecting from this movie? I mean, you're expecting it to be the next Terminator 2. That's what I'm trying to get at, you young people, is yes, theatrical deaths and weird explosions and things just randomly happening. Yes, it's weird. Yes, it's stupid. But you've got to respect the year of when it was made and how they did it back in the day. At the end, you should appreciate this movie for what it is, which is a really gripping story with amazing characters, which just tries to focus you in on the spy stuff. Don't focus on the action stuff. Purely focus on the spy stuff. You are going to have a good time with this movie. However, there is one thing in particular that I think does annoy me quite a bit with this movie. It's the fact that at the very start of this movie, Curl Turner says to the group group of people. Now, you all speak very fluent German, I believe, but at no point in this movie does anybody speak German in this movie. I mean, even Richard Burton is using his British accent when he's speaking to Germans. As a German being there, I found that very suspicious, to be fair. But at no point did they speak German or have a fluent German accent. You know, it's very, very strange. And even the Germans were speaking English in this movie. Like, in the bar scene, there was a German high command person, you know, saying that there have been some soldiers who have escaped from Stuttgart and they're basically hiding out in this place. But he's saying it in English to a bunch of Germans. I didn't really get that. I found that to be a bit lazy. I mean, seriously, if you're going to go all out for this, you should at least have him speak German and then, you know, put subtitles on it because, you know, what's the harm in that? Realism kind of left the area for that bit. I think if they just got people speaking German and have German accents, then I think it would be better. I don't know why they all spoke English, it just all did for some reason. But other than that, guys, this has to be one of the greatest movies ever made of the 60s, in my opinion. It is gripping, it is interesting, the story is awesome, and frankly, Richard Burton and Clint Eastwood kill it in this movie, and I would watch this movie again and again and again. Guys, I am not only saying that this movie is awesome, I am saying that this movie is more than awesome and is going in a very, very special case of mine. But guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you will enjoy more videos that is to come on this channel. If you've got any questions or any opinions that you want to express for yourselves, leave a comment down below, and I guarantee you I will contact you straight away. But for now, guys, I will see you in the future.